Hey everybody, it's the coach, and this is Madden 20 on EA Sports. Up next, we've got what ought to be a great matchup between the Oakland Raiders and the Minnesota Vikings. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, a very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at US Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Oakland Raiders and the Minnesota Vikings. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you look at this Vikings ball club. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Raiders, they come in at an early crossroads here, facing a tough opponent on the road where a loss would make them 0-3.
And when you start that way, doubts really start to creep into a locker room, and guys start to battle each other instead of worrying about winning games.
It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. This is fielded a couple yards deep. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. They will be led out by their 6'4" quarterback from UCLA. It's Josh Rosen.
In his stat line last week, that's not going to get him to the Pro Bowl. All right, no touchdowns, no interceptions, but they won. And so the bottom line for him is team won, managed the game effectively, led them to victory. He's doing all the right things.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Greg Olsen was the intended target, and that'll bring up second down. And the offensive starters for the Vikings.
Running back Tariq Cohen brings us all to our feet when he's on the field because you never know how they're going to utilize it. In 2018, was able to run, throw, and catch a touchdown pass. And in addition, was a 2018 Pro Bowl return specialist for the NFC. The human joystick makes everything better when he's on the field.
Quickly now, the starting 11 for the Oakland defense.
Dominic Easley is one of those defensive linemen you can plug in just about anywhere and find good play.
So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9.
Let's go. We got this. We got this.
From the shotgun, it's Rosen. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Gibson. And out across midfield down to the 45. Give him 30 yards there.
Brandon, we've both been around the game long enough that we know that in pregame, defenses are pretty amped up, aren't they? I mean, they're pounding lockers, and they can't wait to get out there. But when you hit them with some big pass plays early, it takes the starch right out of them.
So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Throwing again, it's Rosen. Open man is Cantrell. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Brings up 2nd and 5. At the Raiders' 40-yard line.
Call it no gain on the dump-off, and it's 3rd down.
What's tight? Tight is right. What's tight? Tight is right. Even. 4 down. Even.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Rosen. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 30. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
1st and 10. Yeah, let's get 30-yard line.
A look at Kerryon Johnson, second-year man out of Auburn. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. On second and 1, Rosen over the middle, open is Thomas. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. And the numbers there for Demaryius Thomas last time out. 5 catches, 68 yards.
And I'd certainly expect them to use him quite a bit because he runs excellent routes, has good hands, and knows how to get open.
And now it's Rosen looking. Throw left side complete. That's Gibson. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll make it second and 12.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
Now Rosen. This is caught. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a 4th down. And how about this first drive? They're being aggressive, slinging it around.
Really confident, too, because they're not trying to fool them with running plays, throwing it, and they're being very successful right now.
Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
Derek Carr is set and ready to roll as he leads the Raiders out onto the field. Carr in his 6th season, 28 years of age, former 2nd-round pick back in 2014, and a lot of people feel this is a critical season for Derek Carr as a Raider. Remember, there were whispers that the Raiders might be in the market for a QB in the draft. He even contemplated maybe making a run at Kyler Murray, but in the end, they stood pat with Derek Carr, hoping that he's the long-term answer. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down.
First down. Single receiver. Hey, you're on an island over there. Single receiver.
Now a play fake here on first down. Got his man. That's Mecole Hardman, the rookie. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. Give him a first down, 15 yards that time for the Raiders. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. To throw his Carr. He'll find his running back here, Richard. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. That right there is what Jalen Richard can bring to this offense. And last year, yes, he had 55 carries, but they used him more as a receiver. He had 68 catches in 2018, which was tied for the team lead. Really adds a nice element to the backfield for Derek Carr and company. Carr to throw again. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down. Here now the starters defensively for the Vikings. They played extremely well last week in that win over the Packers.
And it was the pass rush that really keyed their victory. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Again, it's Carr. He's got his man. That's Hardman. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. They've got another first down. The Raider passing game clicking on all cylinders right now.
58, come on. Here we go. Check 24, check 24.
This is Jalen Richard, the 4th-year man from Southern Miss. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. It's a 2nd down run with Sanders, and he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early. I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal.
I'm coming.
Now they'll throw with Carr. Yeah, he's got it. They get only a yard there. Now it's 3rd and goal.
53.
Carr now on 3rd and goal. And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Darren Waller, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Raiders have taken the lead. No surprise there, 3rd and goal down here. That's where they're going to look for their tight end.
Yeah, you want that big guy running his routes because it doesn't matter who they cover him with. If it's another big guy, he might use his bulk against him. If it's a shorter defender, might go over the top. Either way, you tend to find a little bit of a mismatch in that area.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it winds up in 6 points for the Raiders. This is fielded at the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go!
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
On 1st down, they go right back to Cohen. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it indeed. Here come the flags.
Defense.
Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Following the penalty, it's Johnson. And this will be taken across midfield and into Raider territory. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 3.
Rosen hands off to Johnson. Trying to turn the corner, but he's going to be stopped right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. You don't see that a ton, do you? A cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played. It's a great job by this secondary. When I watch them, they remind me of elite defenders on a basketball court, right? They want to contest each and every pass.
Great contest on 3rd down to bring up 4th. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 15. From the gun, it's Carr. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Now Carr. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. The Raiders with the football here to begin quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Down. We're waiting. 51. Check tight. Check tight. Check tight.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he powers his way up past the 30. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. from the 31. Carr, that's caught left side by Hardman. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. Carr now hitting on 80% of his passes in the early going. 8 of 10. It's first down. Working from the gun, it's Carr. That's caught by Waller out left side. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. On 2nd down, Armstead. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for a first. From the gun now on 3rd down, Carr. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. On first down, Sanders, and he won't get much. Maybe a couple down inside the 35 to the 34. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Carr, it's a screen to Richard. 9 yards the pickup there, and it's a first down. Carr will come up here with a 1st and 10, and he's 5 for 6 now throwing the ball on this drive. Here's Carr. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Carr. And he whips that one incomplete there. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have him looking at 3rd and 10. Now Carr again. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
Michael Badgley on for the field goal. A 41-yard attempt.
Badgley able to punch this one through. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Just a lone field goal for them so far, trailing 10-3 as they come up 1st and 10. A running play here on first down is going to go nowhere as he is tackled behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys to continue to get upfield and find a way to use that against them and slip things in behind them. So some quick passes could work as well.
On 3rd down, Rosen.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost as bread and butter as a good running back dive play. One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. So here are the Raiders now to take over. They lost 2 straight coming in, but good news for them right now. They've got the lead and the football. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 24. It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Carr gives to Richard. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. A gain of 13. It's a first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Sanders. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. On second and 11 now. Carr. And he fires one incomplete. Tight end Herb Smith, the intended receiver. And it'll bring up third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now Carr. He's got a man open. It's Hunter Renfrow. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Solid gain of 18 and a Raider first down. From Viking territory now, they'll come up first and 10 at the 47. And he's got this down to the 35. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays.
Right here, guys. Fight 51, fight 51. Hey, watch the slant. Kill.
Going with Armstead, a first down carry. Now he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
You can't get
It's a gain of 9. Brings up second and yard.
On play action, it's Carr. Letting one go deep for the end zone. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it, when you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame. Perhaps they overthought this one a little bit. They've been running it real well on this drive, and it was third and short, okay? They decided to throw the football incomplete. Yeah, they might have thought just a little bit too hard about that play selection.
No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Tariq Cohen and the rest of the offense heading back out there. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement. Down on the scoreboard, maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but the bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? Well, here's a good way to kick off a drive, complete over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another first and 10.
Check. 53's mine.
Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a second and 10. Now Rosen looking to throw. And down he goes. Brought down a Raider sack.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL. And he's going to go down again.
Big hit all day. Sack
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
Let's go.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. A nice burst there as he'll get about 7 that time on the first down run. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 11-yard line.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Carr. Caught outright by Renfro. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. On 1st and 10, here's Carr. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Throwing now is Carr.
Let's see what you got.
Now he'll let it go deep left side. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Now, this is a confident group at the very... And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack.
Get off the train tracks.
So on 4th down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowski to punt this one away. Back deep, Tariq Cohen. Fielded at the 20. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. A little under 30 seconds to go. We'll see how they play it here on 1st and 10. Now they're just going to run it here up the middle. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. Open man is Cantrell. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Rosen. Over the middle, complete. It's Gibson. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half.
Get ready, get ready. Let's go, let's go.
Draw play, Cohen. And he'll get it down here to the 43. Give him 4 yards there, and that should be the final play of this first half. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. And welcome in everybody to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Time for a look around the NFL here in Week 3 of the new year. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. In our game, it's been the play of Derek Carr that's led the way. His guys lead it by 10 as we send it back out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis. Gentlemen.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. This fielded at the 2. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Check, 59. Pick it up, guys.
And it's third down.
Throwing his car on third down, and that's caught by Smith. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw it, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end, and able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. They'll run. It's Sanders. And down inside the 15 he goes. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
A gain of 11 on the play.
50
First down, Raiders.
On first down, Carr. His pass caught at the 4. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead. Running it with Armstead. And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. Raquel Armstead with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical, that's one of the words you've taught me, and they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely, you also drain clock too with a drive like that, so you really give yourself an advantage.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down. Rosen will throw. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary, it really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone, and especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments. Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground.
A gain of 7 yards. And it's third down.
Carr going to try and throw on third down. Well, the two men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant the flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line.
So they wound up passing on a long field goal try, but that works out for them really well. That one's down inside the 5-yard line.
And it's risky because your punter, if he puts it in the end zone, the net result not worth it, but there, I think worth it. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. And he'll get this up past the 5 to the 7-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 7 left. On the draw, this is Cohen.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing on 1st down is Carr. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Here's Sanders. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46. From the gun on 3rd down, Carr. And that is incomplete.
And that's a crusher right there. Had his man open for a 1st down, threw a fastball when that wasn't necessary. Incomplete pass. When are these quarterbacks going to learn? You don't get extra points for how hard you throw the football.
Good one, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
We got to get to the ball, team. We got to get to the ball.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 12 yards there and a 1st down. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. On play action, Rosen. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Gibson. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
First and 10 at the 11-yard line.
1st down, a run with Cohen. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Tariq Cohen, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
That was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Prater for the extra point, and the lead is trimmed down to 10. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Let's go. Let's go.
Derek Carr and the Raiders set for their next possession. How do you break down his game so far? Just the one touchdown pass, but Sometimes the touchdown pass stat category, that doesn't tell the whole story.
It really doesn't, not until you balance it with the error side, you know? And in this case, he hasn't thrown any interceptions. So a lot of people would call this almost a pedestrian game, kind of a bus driver game. But that's just really wrong. Being a bus driver is a good thing if you're running a football team, because that means you're in control and you're taking your team to the right places.
Yeah, he's been pretty solid. 12 yards there and a first down. Carr now, perfect since the second half started, 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. All that, and it only nets him a yard. It's 2nd down. On the draw, Richard, and he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Richard, the ball carrier. The tackle by Vigil.
On 3rd down, Carr. The catch is made by Riley Ridley. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
It's a gain of 7.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Mike is 59. Mike to 59. Let's go, team. It's going to be a long day offense.
Carr now on 1st down. It's caught on the right side at Smith. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on 2nd down. They fake the handoff. Now Carr. And he slings one that's incomplete. Mecole Hardman, the intended target, and it's 3rd and short. They tried the throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Again, they'll throw with Carr. Over the middle to Smith. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a 1st down. They'll get just a couple, but the sticks move again. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Carr to throw again. He'll find his tight end. That's Waller. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They've got another 1st down. The Raider passing game clicking on all cylinders right now.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to...
And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Darren Waller with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Badgley on for the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it ends with an Oakland touchdown. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And they had the touchdown during the last drive, and I'm guessing that you like the balance they had on that last drive.
And I loved it. Forget liking it. Absolutely love what they were doing because To be ahead of a defense that much, where every play call you have, run or pass, is working pretty well for you.
Makes you look like a genius.
It really does. It also lets you know that your preparation was pretty good, and now the defense has to do all the adjusting.
So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they'll march off another 15 against your squad.
They'll look to throw on first down with Josh Rosen. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, second down. Another wayward pass. Yeah, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
I think you'd agree that looked like the right call from up here.
No doubt about it. What everyone has to understand is that the officials are going to be right on the play each and every time. You may not like the call, but they're usually spot on.
Now a throw for the left sideline, and he's got it. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
We got 4. We got 4.
And now it's Rosen looking. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Cohen. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
57.
Rosen now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 12 more yards there and another first down.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. This will be caught just inside the 10. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. They'll run on second down with Cohen. And, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down.
Defense.
So that one will be accepted.
Keep playing hard.
Automatic first down.
So now then the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal.
Hey, let's go. Let's calm the crowd.
They'll run for it with Tariq Cohen. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1. 2nd and goal from the 1.
Mike, 53. 53. Mike.
Again, it's Cohen. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. They got to have 6 here. It's 3rd and goal. From the shotgun, it's Rosen toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So now 4th and goal. You're trailing by a decent amount here. What are you doing, Coach Davis?
Well, I've got to think to myself, just how many more opportunities am I going to have this close and have this chance? I've got to go for it right here. The clock's dwindling on me. Let's go get it done.
Well, with that field goal, you can argue they needed to get back within 2 scores, and they did indeed do that, but still a pretty uphill battle.
Still going to take 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns to get back into it. And as you and I know, that's a tall order against any NFL defense. They're going to need their own defense to make some plays as well to give them an opportunity.
And now Oakland ready to take the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They'll run with Sanders. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. From the gun now on 3rd down, Carr able to find Waller. That's complete. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a first down here. Carr now on first down. It's caught. Smith. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. So second and inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. Call it no gain on the dump off, and it's third down.
50 wants the mic. 50 wants the mic. Watch the curve. Watch the curve.
Trying to pick it up with Armstead. And he will have a first down here at about the 40.
Let's go.
Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what was said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find it.
And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Riley Ridley with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it winds up in 6 points for the Raiders. This is taken at the 3. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Super tough.
From the 25 on second down, Rosen. This is brought in by Gibson. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll try to run for it with Cohen. And he will not get there as they stop him short right around the 34-yard line.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Gibson. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
First and 10 at the 37.
Jumpy on the right side of the line.
Sometimes when you're on the end, a little bit farther away from the ball, any type of movement will get you to jump, and that's exactly what happened there.
They will come up on a 1st and 5 following the encroachment penalty.
Situation. Let's go.
Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. And Olsen over the middle. And he'll get it out to midfield. Let's see, they'll spot it right in midfield at the 50. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8. 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. It used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
Rosen to throw on 3rd down. Throw left side complete. It's Cohen. They have the first down with that gain of 4 yards. Draw play. Rosen to Johnson. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4. Now they got to get to the line quickly. On 2nd down and 4, Rosen.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've had a lot of chances, but not much success, converting only 3 times. This is 3rd and 8. Here's Rosen. And the throw there going to be incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Now listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continues to get better and better. Check their backgrounds. They were all county, all state, at other positions, not just soccer players. These guys expect themselves to be great as well.
So this one, a victory for the Oakland Raiders. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better. And that got it done in this one.
So for Oakland, they're into the win column now as they move to 1-2 on the young season. And they'll have another road date next week with the Indianapolis Colts. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, they will fall to a similar mark at 1-2. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at Soldier Field with the Chicago Bears. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.